Even with how good De'Aaron Fox is, he'll probably be remembered by this shot. So today we're saving his legacy so people remember him as a legend. Starting in the 2026 draft where the Spurs have pick number 20, and without even giving up the pick, we can trade Keldon Johnson and 2 future firsts to move up to pick number 5. And what do you know, I can trade Luke Cornett pick 5 and pick 20 to move up to the 2nd pick. All I'd wanted was a top 3 pick. That's the perfect situation. The Wizards are going to draft AJ, and now with the 2nd overall pick, we're going to go ahead and take Darren Peterson to add to the team. So we're going to start off with adding Darren Peterson to this young core. And in free agency, we were just able to pick up Jalen Duren with our mid-level exception. This team is actually about to be nice. Wemby's already up to a 99. Dylan Harper's an 88. Fox is somehow going up as well, and same with Duren. So now with Jalen Duren on the team, I am going to move Wemby to a power forward. But for some reason, the Spurs have Dylan Harper coming off the bench. So to fix that, I'm going to change Stephon Castle to the starting small forward, and then Dylan Harper to the starting shooting guard. And that's much better with the starting lineup of De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, Wemby, and Jalen Duren. Wemby's going to win his first MVP, averaging 29 and 13. AJ DeBonsa wins the Rookie of the Year over Darren Peterson. Wemby also wins the Depoy, and the Spurs are going to win 69 games. And despite not making an All-NBA team, De'Aaron's going to average 25 and 7. In round 1, they have to play the Clippers, the team that they traded Keldon to. And after 4 games, we somehow have a 2-2 series. In game 1, the Spurs won by 50 plus. Game 2, they won by 1 point. Game 3, they lost by 16. And game 4, they lost by 1. But in game 5, this one was pretty much over by halftime. They are blowing out the Clippers, and they're going to go up 3-2. And Wemby just put up one of the most ridiculous stat lines ever. Fox also filled up the stat sheet. That is a really good duo. And in game 6, oh my gosh, the Clippers just forced the game 7. Once again, Wemby and Fox went off, everyone else not so much. But in game 7, we have another really good first quarter from the Spurs. All they have to do is hold on for one more quarter. With 3 minutes left, they're up by 20, and they're gonna make it out of the first round. All thanks to a 40 and 10 game from De'Aaron. He's averaging 26 and 6 in the playoffs, and Wemby's averaging 30 and 15. But round 2 would get even tougher as they have to face the Thunder. And with Wemby at the power forward, he's going to be guarding Chet for all these games. Game 1 and 2, the Spurs are going to blow out the Thunder. Game 3 is another blowout, and they're going to sweep. Which takes us on to the conference finals. They have to play the Timberwolves, who look the same. And the Spurs definitely look like the better team. Game 1, they blow out the Wolves. Game 2, the Wolves win by just 2 points. Game 3, the Spurs win by 1. They're able to take a 3-1 lead. They can't make it out in 5 or 6. In Game 6, they lost by 2. Anthony Edwards dropped 33 for the Spurs. Once again, we just have 2 people going off. Wemby almost put up a 5-by-5 game. And I guess this isn't the Spurs' year because they're going to blow a 3-1 lead. The one game De'Aaron Fox doesn't shoot the ball, Dylan Harper shot terrible, and Wemby shot even worse. But in year 2, the team gets even better. Wemby's only dropping because I changed his position, but then we have Dylan Harper at a 93, Stephon Castle at a 90, De'Aaron's an 89, Duren's an 87, Darren Peterson's already up to an 86. He averaged 11 as a rookie in just 17 minutes per game, so his per 36 numbers look really good. And we were also able to sign Michael Porter Jr. and Modest Buzelis. And in free agency, we were actually able to sign a lot of guys to like 1-year deals, so I'm just gonna trade them for picks. We have 20 people on the roster right now, and we got to get it down to 15, so let's start with Bryce James. We can trade him for a pick, but this trade's even better. It's an unprotected pick, so that's 1 player down, 4 to go. We're gonna trade Nolan Winter for an unprotected first. Then we got 3 more guys to go. We can do a pick swap and get 2 first-round picks, one of them being 2 stars. And for our last 2 guys, I am gonna trade Isaiah Jackson, and this is kind of a cheat code. We can get the guy and the pick we just traded away, and then we're just gonna trade him for one of the deals that was here before. And I do want to keep Mario, so for our last guy, we're gonna trade away Kalkbrenner, and we can get a 2.5-star first-round pick for him. So we got the roster down to 15. We got a lot of assets out of it. Since we're running a 9-man lineup, Champagne's not getting any minutes, so I might just trade him for something. He's an 82 overall, so he should have good value. First, I'm gonna change him to a small forward. His overall goes up by 2. And low-key, since him and Michael Porter Jr. are the same overall, I'm just gonna trade MPJ since he's older. Originally, I was looking for a trade like this where it's just a position swap. This would be perfect, until I saw that we can get Sengun if we just trade Michael Porter Jr. and Devin Vassell away, so that's what I'm gonna do. We are gonna make Duren come off the bench, so I'm gonna move Wemby back to a center and Sengun to a power forward since that was his secondary position. But with Sengun at power forward, we don't need Modest anymore, so I'm gonna trade him as well. If we change him to a small forward, his overall goes all the way up to an 86. So instead, we're gonna go with the original plan and trade Champagne instead. And why is this trade actually really good? We can get Walker Kessler and a 3-star first-round pick. But we don't need 2 backup centers, so I am gonna trade Walker Kessler. I'm gonna pair him with Jaime. You know, I have to check. Jaime is a power forward. If we change him to a small forward, he goes up to an 83. And with him and Walker Kessler, I am looking for a backup guard here. And this trade is actually crazy. We can get Jared McCain. So now we have a bench unit of Jared McCain at the 1, Jalen Duren at the 5, Darren Peterson at the 2, Modest at the 4, and Carter Bryant at the 3. But low-key, we could make it even better because after these guys, we have Brandon Williams, we have Rui, we have Jordan Poole now. And Jordan Poole's not the best trade piece, but with these two other guys, I can hopefully get somebody good. Okay, I lied. These trades are not good. Mark Williams is the best that we can get. And honestly, I'm just going to do the deal. We don't need Mark Williams though, so I am going to pair him with Jordan Poole to get something. And we're just going to trade back for Walker Kessler. We get a pick in the trade. And with us having our 10-man lineup set, we're just going to keep trading for picks. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 first-round picks already. We can get one more if we trade for JRE, and he can get us another pick even though it's low value. So now it's just 12 guys on the team. We need to sign free agents to fill out the roster, and it's funny we're doing all this for De'Aaron Fox. Wemby's going to win back-to-back MVPs and depoys. And what is this? The Spurs are going to win the same number of games as last year. This season, De'Aaron Fox is down to 19 points per game, and in the first round, they have to play the Grizzlies, who have Cameron Boozer. Cameron Boozer versus Darren Peterson. The Spurs are going to win games 1 and 2. That's a good start. They go up 3-0, and they're able to sweep. But in the second round, they have to play the Clippers, who have Jokic now. Jokic and Kawhi is an absolutely insane duo. They're able to steal the first 2 games. The Spurs really won 69 games. They're going to tie the series up. They're also going to take game 5, and they make it out in 6. But now they have to play the Thunder, who we gave Mark Williams, and they beat us last season. So here goes nothing. Game 1 goes to the Spurs. 161 points in a game is crazy. They're going to lose the next 2 games after that, though, and tie the series up. 93% of people who watch me aren't subscribed, so make sure to subscribe to help me hit my goal of 35,000 subscribers. But in game 5, they're going to blow the Thunder out. Wemby went insane. Darren Peterson put up 25 points in less than 20 minutes. And just like that, the Spurs are up 3-2, and they're going to make the NBA Finals to face the Knicks. They are a 4 seed, though, so they definitely look beatable. Game 1 is going to go to the Spurs by just 5 points. Game 2, the Knicks win by 1. Game 3, the Spurs blow out the Knicks. They're able to take a 3-1 lead, and they're going to win the championship. So De'Aaron Fox's resume is going to get better. We just need to win more championships, so that's what he's remembered for. And I'm not going to lie, I skipped past the draft. I forgot we had all these picks. So hopefully at least one of these guys turns out to be good. I think we should have enough money to get Jared McCain and Stephon Castle back. Yeah, thank goodness we kept both of them. Oh, never mind. We're going to lose Jared McCain. He is a restricted free agent. I don't really know how that works. Maybe we just have to wait for somebody to match him. He has 7 offers, or maybe we just don't get him at all. Okay, so the Cavaliers are going to match it. That means we should be able to keep him. Yeah, just like that, he's back on the team. That was kind of easy. I just had to wait for someone to match. In player progression, Wemby's back up to a 99. We got Dylan Harper up to a 94, and Darren Peterson is the 3rd best player on the team now. Thank goodness we kept Jared McCain. He's up to a 90, so we have 5 guys 90 overall or better. Then we got 2 89s. I don't know how Duran is dropping, but in the draft, we were able to get these 3 guys, and then these 2 guys on the bottom. They were all first-round picks, but unfortunately, we have 18 guys on the roster, so we have to trade some of them. I'm going to start by trading the 23rd pick and then the 27th pick. Together, they can get me 2 other first-round picks, and I want to keep these 3 guys because they were pick number 15, pick number 7, and pick number 4. So instead of trading them, I'm going to trade away Kwame Evans Jr., and he can help us land a 2-star unprotected first-round pick. Before we start the season, we have 4 first-round picks, and because these guys aren't going to get any minutes for us, I can trade them for another first. And while we're at it, we can trade Pods for a 2.5-star first-round pick. Nah, this gotta be the craziest trade of all time that the Knicks just offered me. OG for De'Aaron? Out of respect for De'Aaron Fox, I'm going to decline it. Wemby's going to win his 3rd MVP in a row. Darren Peterson wins the 6th Man of the Year, averaging 18 and 6. Wemby's also going to win the depoy. And this season, the Spurs win 70 games. They ended up moving De'Aaron Fox to the bench for Jared McCain, so he's down to 15 points per game, but all he needs is a championship. Round 1, they have to face the Suns, and the Suns just won game 1 by 3 points. That's not a good start. Spurs take games 2 and 3, though. Game 4 also goes to the Spurs by about 20, and they make it out in 5. Also, they have De'Aaron Fox back in the starting lineup now. They have to face the Thunder in the second round. Just like last series, the Spurs are going to lose game 1. They're also going to lose game 2. Game 3 is going to go to the Thunder, and the Spurs are going to get swept even though they won 70 games. This time, let me not forget about the draft lottery. We have the odds for the 3rd pick, the 5th pick, the 7th, and the 11th pick. I'm just going to sim it. Hopefully, we can get top 3. We don't. We get 5, 6, 8, and 12. And then after that, we have 16 and 17. I'm going to see if we can trade for the first pick. With all these picks, it definitely should be doable. But even if we don't get it, this draft class is really good. There are a bunch of guys with Hall of Fame potential. The number 1 pick is owned by the Nets. There are no offers. So let's try to trade up to number 2. The Sixers want 5 and a future lottery protected pick. Or instead, I could just give them 5 and this guy who was the 15th overall pick. I'm fine trading him because this draft class right now is generational. With us having the 2nd pick, let's see if we can trade up to 1. Okay, I don't know why this is a thing in 2K, just trading 2 for 1, but hey, if it's here, I'm doing it. So first on the board, I'm going to go ahead and take Aiden Diggs. He's ranked number 1, so we're going to add him to the team. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and trade for the 2nd pick. I don't want to give up Jared McCain McCain. So instead, let's go for pick number 3. We have to give up Jared McCain or Austin Reeves 6 and 8. And I will do this. Austin Reeves, we just got him in a trade. He's all the way down to a 77, and we get Peyton Watson as well. So now let's try again for number 2. They'll give us a first for us to move up to 2. I'm going to try to do something more realistic. I don't want to give up Jared McCain. I will give up Peyton Watson, though. That's actually a really good trade. So now after selecting first, we have picks number 2 and 3. Number 2, I'm going to go ahead and take this guy. I'm actually not familiar with him, but he does have Steph Curry potential. And then with number 3, we may as well just filter it again. Miles Hayes. I'm also not familiar with him. The only guys here I'm familiar with are Beckham Black, Eric Dampier Jr., and then Chris Paul II, and Isaiah Hamilton. I feel like I've heard the name, but Miles Hayes has Hall of Fame potential, so we're going to take him. We still do have 3 other first-round picks, so I could trade for the 4th pick. It's owned by the Trailblazers. They want Aiden Diggs. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing Fox. Duran is an interesting one, and I don't want to give up McCain. Let's see how Jalen Duran has been doing for us. In his first season with us, he was playing really good, but since then, he's moved to the bench now that we have Sengun, so honestly, I'm going to go ahead and trade Jalen Duran. So we just got the first 4 picks in the draft, and I'm going to go ahead and take Beckham Black. He has a Kyrie Irving ceiling. While we're at it, low-key, I might go for number 5 because we still have these picks. I am going to make my own trade, though, just so I can get rid of these picks. The 5th pick is owned by the 76ers. They won't accept this straight up, but if I try to give them pick number 17, they'll accept it. So we just got the first 5 picks in the draft. Eric Dampier Jr. is here. He does have all-star potential, though, so instead, I'm going to take Colton Hillier. I don't know if this is a real person. If he is, I'm sorry, I got to learn ball. So we just came out with the first 5 picks in the draft. I'm just glad we got Aiden Diggs because he's starting as an 80 overall. Okay, Sengun accepted his player option. That's really good since we traded Duran. In free agency, we're able to keep Dylan Harper and Carter Bryant. We signed a bunch of guys in free agency. We're going to trade Desmond Bane for 2 firsts. We can also trade Zubats for 2 firsts. Peyton Pritchard also goes for 2 firsts. Bro, we just got 2 firsts for Kamara as well. But that brings us down to 16 guys. So we got to trade one of these guys, the 7th pick or the 4th overall pick from last year. And I think it's going to be the 7th overall pick. Why is this trade here? We can trade him for Caleb Wilson. I mean, I guess I'm going to do that and then just flip Caleb Wilson. He's already 3 years into his career. He's only an 80 overall. So I guess in this universe, he's just not going to progress. We could trade him for 2 first-round picks, though. So now we're down to 15 guys. Wemby is somehow dropping an overall, but Darren Peterson's a 94. Then we have Jared McCain up to a 91. Modest is up to an 86. And then Carter Bryant's an 80. I might trade him because he's not going up anymore. And I may as well trade the 4th overall pick. He only went up by 2 overall. And this is perfect. We can go ahead and trade them for Peyton Watson and a 3-star value first-round pick. I don't really have any use for Peyton Watson, though. So we're going to flip him for a 2-star value first. And we just traded for the guy that was on our team last season. We really traded him to the Sixers to get him back to trade him again. We can trade him for iHeart just so we don't have this lottery protected pick. We can get an unprotected one. And finally, I was just looking for a deal with no players. We can get 2 firsts for iHeart. Wemby's not going to stop winning MVPs, and let me guess, also Defensive Player of the Years. Yeah. Darren Peterson's going to win the MIP, averaging 24, 8, and 9. He really has a 6th man of the year and a most improved player. And the Spurs get even worse, winning 67 games. Darren Peterson's really on the All-NBA first team with Wemby. Jason Tatum went to the Lakers, and Giannis went to the Bulls. And De'Aaron was even better than last season, averaging 17. Round 1, they have to face the Blazers. Okay, this is not a good start. We were just tied up at 1. The Spurs tie the series back up. They're also able to take game 5, but they can't win in 6. And that is an insanely bad first quarter. I don't think the Spurs are going to come back here. With 3 minutes to go, they're down 6. They're down 4. If they make it a 1-possession game, we are going to hop in. The Blazers go up 6. This is not a good look for the 1-seeded Spurs. We have a 4-point game, and they're going to make it a 2-point game. The Spurs are going to need to stop here. Ryan Rollins is going to use the screen. It doesn't get him anywhere, but he finds Klingon for the layup, and the Blazers go up 4. Darren Peterson on the other end is going to ISO with the snatchback. He's going to kick it to De'Aaron Fox in the corner, and he can't hit the 3. On top of that, Denny's going to knock down both free throws. The Spurs are able to score, but Denny knocked down both free throws again, so the Spurs are running out of chances. They're going to kick it to Jared McCain for the 3. It's off, and they're going to get eliminated in Game 7 of the first round against the play-in team. That is such a bad way to go out, especially after winning 67 games in the regular season. So at this point, De'Aaron Fox is 32 years old. He only has 1 championship, and he's a free agent. We're going to have him be our main priority in the offseason. For now, let's go to the draft lottery, where we have the odds for pick number 3, 5, 7, 10, 12, and 13. And we are going to get number 2, 3, 7, 9, 12, 13, 16, 17, 21, 23, 24, and 26. We have so many picks. And on top of that, all we need is the 1st and 2nd pick, because there are only 2 Hall of Fame guys in this draft. Actually, 3. There's a guy down here. And we already have the 2nd pick, so we just have to trade for number 1. That's owned by the Thunder, because they have the Nuggets pick, so I think, yeah, we have to trade number 2 to get number 1. I think that's worth it, though. And then to get number 2 back from the Thunder, we can just make our own trade. We're going to throw in the 3rd pick, and they have a counter, or we just give up another 1st. I'm going to accept the deal. So now we have the first 2 picks in the draft. First, I'm going to take this guy. He's a 7-1 center. He's going to be great to run next to Wemby once Sengun starts to get worse. With the 2nd pick, we have 21 offers. I'm assuming a lot of them are not going to be that good. This one for Malawatch is tempting. I'm not not gonna lie. And because we have a lot of picks, I am gonna do this deal, but we're still gonna try to get the second pick back. There's no offer, so we're gonna try to get number 3. We can just give them Walker Kessler back and give up picks 9 and 12. I'll do that. Now that we have 3, the Suns might have something for 2. They'll give us a second to move up. That's strange, but I'll take it. So with the second overall pick, this guy is not the Hall of Fame one. Hayden Gaskins. Yeah, he has Hall of Fame potential. So we're gonna be adding him to our team, and then we're gonna try to get the 3rd pick. I'm gonna try to make my own trade. I feel like we will be able to do this. So I threw in 13. Let's throw in 16. We have 17, 22, and 23 left. These picks are not gonna be super high value though. I feel like they might take it if we throw in the 23rd pick, and they do. So we just gave them a bunch of picks. But now we can get the guy with Hall of Fame potential. It was Tafer Penbay. I probably mispronounced that like crazy, but we're gonna take him on the team. He's starting at a 70 overall. That's not great, but he does have a Hall of Fame ceiling, and we have to trade somebody before we sign him. A lot of these guys down here are the ones we drafted in that super stacked draft class, so I think AJ Mitchell's gonna be the one to go. And we can get 2 firsts for him. That's perfect. So now we can get our top 3 picks on the team, and this is bad. If we sign Fox, Buzelis, and Şengün, we can't get Darren Peterson. So I'm gonna have to let one of them go. It is gonna be Modest. Okay, wait. I might have to let 2 of them go. If I let De'Aaron go, I still won't be able to sign Darren Peterson, so I guess he's gone. That sucks. We really have to lose him, and he's on the Hawks now. On the bright side, we do have a bunch of guys that are 88 or better. I think that's 7 people. Then we have our guy Aiden Diggs going up to an 85. We have Hillier going up by 4 overall. We got Mario back on the team. We have this guy with the Steph Curry ceiling going up to an 80. Beecham Black's up to an 80. Miles Hayes is up to an 80. And then we have our 3 new guys. Our only problem is we do have to trade 3 people because we have 18 guys on the roster. I think it's going to be Jalen Suggs, Mario, and it might have to be Modest because Malawach is better at this point and he's younger. First, I'm going to make Modest a small forward just so his overall goes up and his value's better. And I'm not going to lie, these trades are pretty bad. So instead, why don't we try to get Darren Peterson back? This is going to be extremely hard. Honestly, it might not even be possible. We have to make up 39 million, so I am going to throw in Malawach, but we still have to make up $23 million more. I'm going to have to throw in Şengün, and we still have to make up 1 mil. This is actually crazy. Let me throw in Jalen Suggs. So this does work from a talent standpoint, and I feel like I am getting fleeced on this. They're still not going to accept it, but we got first to throw at them. I'll throw a lottery protected one, and this is actually a crazy amount of picks. I'm just going to throw them a 2032 pick, and they say no. So Darren Peterson's off the table. I do still want to trade these guys though. We just did a bunch of trades off camera to get to 15 people in the lineup. We have all these first round picks for the upcoming draft, and without Modest, we're running an 8-man lineup now, but this team still looks really good. I don't know why the Grizzlies just offered me this, but they just offered me a 23-year-old Cameron Williams for a 28-year-old Şengün. I think the only reason they did that is because Şengün's under contract and Cameron Williams isn't, but I'm gonna take the chance and accept the deal. Wemby can't stop winning MVPs or depoys. The Spurs win 70 games again. Of course, Darren Peterson's on the All-NBA second team in his first year without us. Cameron Williams is also there. Good thing we traded for him. He averaged 23 and 11. And as for De'Aaron on the season, he was able to average 17 points a game again. The last 2 seasons, he started some games, but this season, not really. Which is surprising. He was able to keep his averages pretty much the same. Round 1, the Spurs have to face the Grizzlies with Devin Booker, John Morant, and Şengün. They actually look pretty good for an 8 seed, but we're able to gentleman sweep them. In round 2, we have to face Jokic. Thank goodness he started dropping in overall. All right, the Clippers are going to take game 1. Game 2, the Spurs win by 48 points. Game 3, the Clippers win. The Spurs tie it back up. But in game 5, the Spurs are up by 2 with 2 minutes to go. The Clippers are about to blow a 17-point lead. With 2 minutes to go, they're going to find Cameron Williams at the top of the key, and his 3's good. Cameron Williams and Wemby would actually be an insane duo in real life. Jokic is going to go up on Wemby and make it a 3-point game. Jared McCain on the ISO is struggling to make it into the paint. I don't know what he's cooking up here. He's going to kick it out to Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper's not really going to wait for the screen. He's going to end up using it last second and taking the step back and making it. The Clippers just keep throwing it down low to Jokic. Wemby's going to get the steal this time. And now on the break, we have Jared McCain. He's going to spin and slow things down. I don't know what he's trying to do here, but he finds Cameron Williams and he's going to hit the dagger. Why do I have a feeling the Spurs are going to lose game 6? Yep, they lost. Jokic went off. And De'Aaron Fox might actually be cursed. The Spurs have the best record every season, but he's only won 1 championship so far. I honestly don't remember what our pick situation's looking like, but we're projected to get 2, 3, 6, 8, 13, and 14. We're going to end up with 2, 4, 7. I'm not even going to read the rest. But we're going to try to get the first overall pick because the best guy has Dwayne Wade potential. I feel like this shouldn't be too hard considering these are our picks. So I'm going to throw in the second pick. They have a counter, and just like that, we have the first pick. We have 12 trade offers for it, and this trade is super tempting. We would have to give up this guy who has Hall of Fame potential, even though he's a 71, but we would get back Darius Acuff Jr. He's surprisingly not even averaging 20. 20? Low-key, that makes me think about taking this trade to get Amen Thompson, or even this one to get Jordan Smith Jr. He won Rookie of the Year a couple years back. He averaged 26, 8, and 8. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna take this trade. He can be our Darren Peterson replacement. His averages are pretty much the same, but we still got all these picks. I'm gonna try to trade for the first pick again. We can give up 4 and 21. We have the first pick back, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna call the Rockets back up because I want Amen Thompson on our team. I'm gonna try to do this without, I was gonna say without giving up the pick. We have to match salary. Yeah, that's not gonna be possible. We just took on 24 million. Unless we trade some of our bottom guys, we have a 2nd overall pick, 1st overall, 3rd overall. The fact is that these guys, I just don't want to trade. If we are gonna trade anyone, it'll probably be this guy because he was the 5th overall pick. Actually, never mind. It's gonna be so hard to trade anyone unless we want to trade away Caden Gaskins or this 1st overall pick, which I do not want to do. So with the 1st overall pick, I'm gonna go ahead and select Donovan Booker. Hopefully with our other picks, we have trade offers. We don't. I just want to get rid of these because there's nobody I really want to draft. So I'm basically gonna trade all these picks for a future first, I guess. Now I'm a little worried. We have to re-sign Cameron Williams since we traded Sengun away, but he is restricted, so I think we should be able to keep him. The Warriors are gonna match. Do we have the money? I think we do. Let's see, day 3. Yeah, we do. We do have 16 guys on the roster though, so we have to trade one of them, unfortunately. I do want to go to player progression first just to see who's actually the worst out of all of them. We have so many guys that are 88 or better. De'Aaron Fox is getting worse, but I can't trade him. Let me go back though. I feel like I overlooked this. Diggs is already a 90. Hiller's an 88. Hayes is already up to an 86. Same with Garma. Black's up to an 85. Debone is up to an 85. We have Gaskins going up 5. And then we have our new guy. I low-key feel like I might trade Jordan Smith just because he's not going up anymore. If I move him to a shooting guard, he does go to a 90. And let's see what's out there on the trade market for him. The trades on Trade Finder are actually terrible, so I am going to try to trade for the Celtics picks. I'm just going to start with 4 so we don't get fleeced. If we change it to 3, they don't accept it. If we change it to 2, they somehow don't accept it. And honestly, at this point, I'd rather get a 3-star pick than just nothing for him, so we're going to do this trade. The only problem with this team is we are super guard heavy, so I changed Diggs from a point guard to a small forward since he's 6'5". Malawach I was able to keep the same. Then we have Hiller moving from the point guard to shooting guard. De'Aaron Fox is going to stay a point guard. And then Miles Hayes, bro. We had to change him to a small forward, power forward, because he has the best post defense out of everyone. And Malawach cannot run power forward as a secondary position. But the worst player on our team is an 87 overall now. And even after the 10th man in the rotation, we have a bunch of really solid guys. But we haven't even had a finals appearance in the last 3 years, so hopefully that changes this. Wemby's actually not going to win the MVP for once, or the Defensive Player of the Year. The Spurs fell off too, winning 63 games. Wemby's just barely on the All-NBA first team, and the Spurs are going to drop down to the 2nd seed. De'Aaron is so far down on the lineup now, he's only averaging 9. Round 1, they have to play the Rockets, and they were up 2-0. We're going to a game 7 now, and thank goodness that 3rd quarter is going to save them. They make it out of the 1st round. Round 2, they have to go up against Ant and the Wolves with Zion. They're going to sweep them, but now they have to go up against the Thunder, who look even better. All those picks they had came in handy. Game 1, the Spurs are going to steal though. Game 2, the Thunder win by just 1 point. Game 3, the Spurs blow out the Thunder. They're going to tie the series up. Spurs take game 5 and we're going to another game 7. And in game 7, the Spurs are going to choke. I don't know what it is with this team. It's like De'Aaron Fox is cursed. In player progression, we have 9 people that are 90 overall or better. This team is actually insane. But with De'Aaron Fox being down to an 86 overall, he's out of the rotation. But we still need to win him more championships. He's 34 years old, so he definitely has a couple more years left in the tank. It looks like Wemby's not going to win any more MVPs, and maybe not Defensive Player of the Years either. But the Spurs are better than ever as they win 72 games. Wemby's going to finish 4th in the MVP race. He's all the way down to 22 points a game. Meanwhile, De'Aaron Fox is all the way down to 0 points a game. He played 1 minute all season. But at the end of the day, all we need is to get a championship for him. In the 1st round, we have to play the Rockets, who have Ja now. The Spurs make it out in 5. In round 2, they have to face the Blazers. They're going to make it out in 5 again. But in the conference finals, they have to play the Warriors led by Luka. And for the 3rd straight series, they make it out in 4. In the finals, they have to go up against the Nets. And this is actually a really good team. They are the 4 seed though, so De'Aaron might be able to become a 4-time champion right here as the Spurs tie the series up. They go up 2-1 and 3-1, and they're gonna win in 5. So De'Aaron's now a 2-time champion, even though he didn't play a single minute in the playoffs. And at the age of 35, he's gonna retire on top. But the 2 championships he won with the Spurs made everyone forget about the one he lost. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and if you want to see me make Jalen Brunson the GOAT, click the video on the screen right now.